Imagine a killer who doesn't just murder an entire family, but then stays in their house for days. He feeds their cows, he cooks food in their kitchen, he sleeps in their beds, while the bodies of his victims are lying just outside in the barn. This is not fiction. This is the true story of the Hinterkaifeck Murders, one of the most disturbing and terrifying unsolved crimes in history. Chapter 1. The Isolated Farm. Deep in the cold forests of Bavaria, Germany, stood a lonely and isolated farm called Hinterkaifeck. It was miles away from the nearest village, no neighbors, just endless trees, freezing wind, and silence. The owner of this farm was 63-year-old Andreas Gruber, a strict and difficult man. He lived there with his 72-year-old wife, Cecilia, their widowed daughter, Victoria, and her two small children, 7-year-old Cecilia and 2-year-old baby Joseph. Chapter 2. Strange things were already happening. But weeks before that terrible night, something was already very wrong at Hinterkaifeck. The previous maid had suddenly quit her job. She was terrified. She told people that every single night she could hear heavy footsteps coming from the attic right above their heads. She was convinced that someone was secretly living up there. Andreas Gruber himself had found fresh footprints in the snow leading from the forest straight to the barn, but no footprints going back. He even told his neighbors that someone had been hiding in the attic for days, eating their food and moving around at night. Yet he never called the police. Chapter 3. The Night of the Massacre. On the cold night of March 31st, 1922, the killer finally came down from the attic. He didn't attack everyone at once. He did it slowly and methodically. One by one, he lured Andreas, his wife, his daughter Victoria, and little 7-year-old Cecilia into the barn. Using a heavy mattock, he brutally smashed their heads. Little Cecilia was so terrified in her final moments that she tore out chunks of her own hair. Later, the killer went back inside the house and killed the new maid, Maria, and the 2-year-old baby, Joseph, in their beds. 6 people were dead. Long pause. Chapter 4. The killer stayed. But here's what makes this case truly horrifying. The killer did not run away. Instead, he decided to stay. For the next 4 days, someone lived inside that house with the dead bodies. Neighbors later said they saw smoke coming from the chimney. The cows were being fed, food was being cooked, the dogs were being taken care of. The killer was calmly living there, eating their food, sleeping in their beds, while the bodies of the family were rotting in the barn. Pause. Even today, more than 100 years later, this case remains unsolved. But the real question is, who was this killer? Was he a stranger, a neighbor with a dark secret, or was he much closer than anyone could have imagined? And why, after killing 6 people, did he choose to stay with their bodies for days? In the next part, we will go deeper into this nightmare. We will look at the police investigation, the strange theories, the possible suspects, and the most disturbing question of all. Did the killer know this family? Stay tuned for part 2.